And we will go to our last participants, actually, Ashutosh. Ashutosh is, I think, hello, Ashutosh Patel from Maharashtra. Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
So now, please, and he is the most younger researcher of the archaeology sites, and he is a collector of the various things. He have a very small museum too. In this age of, I think, only 22 or 23, he make a museum for our
21. It's actually
21,
21.
actually 21. See, so now in the age of 21, he already made a museum, and he have a huge collection of our coins and all those things, and he wrote already 3 4 books. So can you please open your video so people can see you? Yeah.
Yes, yes,
And
yes. I'll present my presentation.
yeah, you will present
Just a
a
minute.
presentation. So most welcome, Ashutosh. It will be a very good opportunity to know us that how the Ramayana in the coin, in the Shikha.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Can you see my presentation, ma'am?
No, till now we don't.
No. Just a minute. Just a minute. Okay. Now can you see?
Not at Ashutosh. Yes, it is
Yeah,
loading.
yeah, 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 yeah. It is
Okay.
coming. Okay,
Yes,
okay.
we are able to see.
Okay.
Yeah. Keep
So
it
hello
full screen.
everyone. Yes, it's already full screen, ma'am.
Great.
Okay, okay, okay. Go.
Okay. So should I start?
Yes,
Yes.
yes, yes.
Okay, okay. Hello everyone, very good evening. I hope you all are doing absolutely fine. First of all, I would like to thank all of you. Today I got to learn and hear lots of the great information about Epic Ramayana and all aspects of it. It's indeed great pleasure for me to present a short talk in front of you all. In this webinar of Ramayana through different socio-cultural contexts, subject of my talk is Ramayana through Indian numismatics. So before starting my talk, I want to let you know a few things about numismatics. So the numismatics is a branch of history and archaeology which deals with the study and collection of the coins. People who collect coins are commonly known as numismatists. Here in India, people are studying coins with different aspects from last many decades. Britishers had done a great research on numismatics in last century. Today here we are going to discuss about coins with characters and events on Ramayana on them. So before knowing about coins, let's know basic things about Ramayana. So Ramayana is the one of the largest ancient epics in the world literature, and the culture of India is unique as compared to culture of the world. As we all know, it is said that there are 33 crore of gods and goddesses in India. Written oral stories, myths from India have played a great important role in the development of this culture. The epic Ramayana and Mahabharata are two of them. Events as well as personalities from the epic Ramayana seem to have influenced all aspects of the Indian civilization. The epic Ramayana traditionally ascribed to the Maharshi Valmiki, and that is the life of Rama, prince of the legendary kingdom of Kosal. So this was introduction of the Ramayana, basic introduction, and let's move to the next one: depiction of gods on numismatics. Usually, it is considered that from the 600 BC, that is 2600 years before today, coinage started in India. At that time, coins were much simple. They were just having different symbols on them. Symbols on coin were associated with the nature. The earliest coin of India is made up of silver, which was the bent bar of Gandhar Janpada. And before advent of the coins, people were using exchange system to deal. But the exchange system was not able to fulfill all the needs of man, and it was the reason to start money. It was quite necessary to tell you all about this start of the coinage. There was no script, no depiction of god, goddesses, or any other figure on these early coins. But this all changed with the invasion of Alexander the Great in the 326 BC. But before that, from the time of Indus Valley civilization, we already have a depiction of deities in different forms on various objects like seals, ceilings, temples, pillars, on wall of ancient ruins and the places of worships, etc. Here we can see the example. This is the seal of Indus Valley civilization with the depiction of Pashupatinath on it. You can see my arrow, my cursor on it. So this is the seal of Indus Valley civilization with Pashupatinath. And it is well known how the course of India's history changed with the invasion of Alexander in 326 BC. The Greek and Bactrian rulers like Agathocles, Eucratides, Menander, Hermios brought about significant changes in the facets of the Indian civilization. Their contribution is especially noteworthy in the realm of numismatics. Coins of these invaders were much developed than the early Indian coins. With their introduction, with the introduction of gold coins, distrust technique, fairly detailed legends, genealogies, and depiction of deities on the coins for the first time in the country. Here you can see the cursor. Here is a beautiful example of the silver coin of Alexander, and this is indeed a great important piece of history. This is a commemorative coin of Alexander and Porus war. We can see the war on the obverse of the coin. On the reverse there is a depiction of goddess Nike, which was the goddess of success. And here below, this is another example of well-developed Greek coins. This is silver tetradrachma coin of Apollodotus. The coin has a bust of king on the obverse and Greek goddess Athena on the reverse. Here we can see the development as well as the artisticness of the coins. Let's see few more coins with depiction of different deities. So this is the coin of Kushan king Kanishka, who ruled in the 2nd century. First he depicted Greek Iranian deities on his coins, on copper and gold coins, and then Indian deities like Shiva, Buddha on his coins. Nearly 12 different deities can be seen on his coins. Here I have given total details of it. Okay, again here next, these are Gupta coins with goddess Lakshmi on them. Lakshmi is seated on lotus. There are many varieties in this type, but here I have shown 2 of them. And the third coin here, and here the third coin is the coin with depiction of goddess Durga, and here goddess Durga is seated on a lion. Okay, so these were Gupta coins, few Gupta coins. Before moving on the next main subject, let's see 2 more coins here below. And these are coins of Vijayanagara Empire of King Krishna Raya and Harihara. And these are gold pagoda coins with the depiction of Bal Krishna on this coin and Lakshmi Narayana on this coin. Okay, so basic reason behind the depiction of God on the coins was to show devotion towards the religion and keep people happy as well by supporting their religion. And this reason is the same for all the time. Let's move on our main subject, that is Ramayana and Indian numismatics. Before starting, I would like to tell you that we are going to focus on the depiction of Ramayana and its characters, and not on the chronology of the dynasties. Let's start with the figure of Lord Rama. So this is first coin. See this one. This is a copper coin. This is the earliest known depiction or representation of Lord Rama on the coin. This coin is of 2nd century BC. That is nearly about 2,200 years before today. And find spot of this coin is Vidarbha of Maharashtra, and this coin is also attributed to the Vidarbha Janapada. And this is copper coin, approximately of 2 grams of weight. There is no script, so it's hard to tell about the king. But standing Lord Rama can be seen on the obverse here, and you can compare this figure with the image also. And the Lord Rama is standing on the obverse with the bow in his left hand and arrows in the right hand, and sword also can be seen on his right side. This is a beautiful and indeed a rare coin, and only few of these coins are available, and I have seen only one yet. Okay, so this was indeed beautiful one. Let's move to the next one, and this is contemporary to the earlier coin I have shown, and this is and there is a figure of Lord Rama also, and this is similar to the coin I have shown earlier. Okay, so but there are no arrows in the right hand, but there is a bow on his left hand. And from the symbols of the coin, this coin is attributed to the Magad Janpada, and this is a silver coin of 3 grams approximately. Rama punch is really very hard or very rare on these punch mark coins, and this is one of them, and this is beautiful one. Let's move to the next one, and this is a coin from the 12th century AD, minted by the king Vigraha Raja of Chahamana dynasty of Sakambari. He ruled for almost 10
We
years.
could not hear you.
Hello?
Yeah,
Ma'am,
now,
can you hear me?
yeah, now it's clear. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So this is a beautiful coin from the 12th century AD, minted by King Vigraha Raja of Chahamana dynasty of Sakambaris, that is Sambhar. He ruled for almost 10 years, that is from 1153 AD to 1163 AD. And this coin is minted by the die struck technique, which was used in the medieval India or later ancient India. And these coins weigh near about 4 to 5 grams. And this is pagoda in denomination. This coin has a depiction on the obverse. There is a depiction of a stylized figure of Lord Rama. You can see here. Okay, so this is a depiction of Lord Rama on the obverse side of the coin. And within the dotted border, Rama is standing facing towards his right, and with the bow in the left hand and arrows in the right hand. On the right of the Sri Rama, there is written Sri Ra in the Devanagari script, and on the left there is Ma, and the full inscription is Sri Rama on the obverse. It is in the Devanagari script. And on the reverse, there is a Devanagari inscription, the name of the king, that is Sri Madvigraha Rajadeva, in the 3 lines. And here we also get to see an excellent example of the Prakrut Devanagari script. And this is indeed a beautiful and interesting piece of art of the ancient India or early medieval India. Okay. So, and most of the coins we have depiction of Ramayana or the Ramayana related figures are from the South Indian dynasties like Vijayanagara, Hangal of Kadambas, Tanjavur Marathas, Naikas, etc. And these all coins are in copper, silver, and gold with the crude depiction. Only few coins are with the great depiction like this one. And let's see few more coins. Okay, so earlier we have seen coins with the Lord Rama, depiction of Lord Rama, and here this coin is with the depiction of Lord Ram with his brother Lakshman. So this is a copper coin attributed to the Shivlinga Nayaka, who ruled from 1743 to 1801 AD. On the obverse of the coin, there is a standing figure of Lord Ram and Lakshmana, both brothers, and both figures have a bow in their hand. This copper coin is called Kasu in the denomination because it weighs near about 3 grams, and reverse of the coin have Shivlinga on them, on this coin. And these are scare coins available in only few quantity. So this was a depiction of Lord Ram and Lakshmana. Let's move to the next one. This is a crude depiction of Lord Rama with Hanuman. See, you can compare the coins with the images I have given here on the right side of the coins. This is the obverse and this is the reverse of the coins. So please compare it so it will be easy for you all. And this is a beautiful coin of with Ram and Hanuman figure. And this is a coin from Tanjavur Nayakas, present day Tamil Nadu area. And this is scare variety. On the obverse, there is a Lord Rama being carried by Lord Hanuman with the bow in the hand, and reverse of the coin as a king with the bow. But this also can be a Lord Rama. There are 2 views about this. And this is also a Kasu in denomination or Kasu type of coin. And the condition is not awesome though. It is well recognizable that we can see the Lord Hanumana is carrying Lord Rama on the coin. Okay, so this was depiction of Lord Rama and Hanuman. And next one, this is very beautiful. I personally like this coin very much. And this is the one of the most important coin with the Ram and Sita. If you have seen the logo of Ayodhya Shodh Sansthan, so we can see the logo is inspired from this coin. You can compare it with I will give details of it, but just compare it so it will you will get to know about it. So Ayodhya Shodh Sansthan's logo is very similar to the coin, silver and gold coin. Okay, so this coin is a great example of the secularism established by the Mughal king Akbar in his kingdom. Akbar ruled for almost 50 years, that is from 1556 to 1605 AD. In 1584, Akbar founded a new religion called Din-e-Ilahi, that is a religion of God or divine faith. From that time, he started new coin series, that is Ilahi coins in silver. And in the last year of his reign, he minted special coins, and these were Ramsiya coins, which you can see on the screen. And in the last year of the reign, he minted these coins in 2 metals, okay, in gold and in silver. In 1604, he minted in 1604 or 1605. He minted these coins. In two denomination, that this silver coin was in the half rupee denomination and this gold coin was in half moher denomination. I'll give their weight details in some time. Okay, so this is a half moher and half rupiah minted in the month Amardad, silver coin in the Amardad month, and gold coin in the Farvardin month, and in the 15th year of his reign. Okay, so let's have a look on the silver coin. So this silver coin weighs near about 5.39 grams, and this is half rupee in denomination. And obverse of the coin shows, you can see my cursor, this is obverse side and this is reverse side. Okay, so obverse side of the coin shows all within the linear and petal border Lord Rama crowned and in royal dress, standing to right and holding arrow in his right hand and bow in the left, quiver over shoulder, and behind there is Sita or Sia, his consort, also standing right, holding a lotus in each hand, and Ram Sia inscription can be seen on the above their upper field. Okay, and reverse of this coin has Amar Dad in the Urdu and Ilahi 50, that is the 15th year, and Ilahi 50 Amar Dad, the total inscription on the reverse of the coin. Okay, so let's have a look on the gold moher. This is below. Okay, on this also obverse, you can see the crowned Lord Rama is depicted wearing his royal dress, holding a arrow in his right hand and the bow in the left, and standing Sia or Sita holds a lotus in each hand, and the text Ram Sia in the Devanagari also appears on the coin. Okay, the coin is the only it is very important that it is only known type of the Akbar which features the human figures. All other coins has the inscription, and few coins has the figure of his father, that is of Jahangir. Okay, sorry, his Jahangir was a son. Also, and few people think that these coins were minted in the Agra Mint, but this is just assumption, because there is no mint name written on the coin. Okay, and sadly very few coins are available, only handful coins are survived so far, and these are extremely rare coins. Totally only 3 pieces are known yet. Okay, so this is very interesting and beautiful coin. Let's move on the next one. This is a coin with the depiction of Ram, Sita and Lakshmana, and this coin belongs to Vijayanagara kingdom or Vijayanagara empire, minted by the king Pratap Harihara. Earlier we have seen 2 coins with the Balakrishna and Lakshmi Narayana, and this is the Vijayanagara coin, have Ram, Sita and Lakshmana on it. This is pagoda denomination coin, also known as Hone, and these coins weigh near about 3.5 grams. Obverse on the coin, you can see the Ram, Lakshman and Sita seated, and reverse of the coin has the inscription Shri Pratap Harihara legend in the Devanagari script. Okay, so this is gold coin. The next one is Ram, Sita, Hanuman depiction. This is copper coin attributed to the Madurai Naikas, and as there is no script, it's already hard to tell about the ruler. Obverse of the coin has Lord Rama with the bow and arrow, and arrow flanked by Sita to his left, and Lord Hanuman to his right. And the reverse has a Naika king with the folded hands, probably acknowledging that he's a strong follower of Lord Rama. So this is one beautiful Kasu coin from the South India. This is next one with the Ram, Sita or Lakshman and Hanuman. This is a very crude coin with the depiction of Lord Hanumana carrying Lord Ram and Lakshmana on the shoulder. But as per the few numismatists, it's Sita. But I think this should be Lakshman, because there is a reference of Hanumana carrying Lord Rama and Lakshmana on the shoulder in the Ramayana. Okay, so this coin is attributed to the Madurai Naika's king Sri Vira, because reverse of the coin has inscription Sri Vira in the Kannada script. This is copper coin, weighs 2 to 3 grams in the weight. Okay, next one. This is the coin with the figure of Hanuman. This is one of the most artistic coin of the series, and coin with the depiction of Lord Hanuman. This is pagoda coin minted by the Kadambas of Hangal. Kadambas coins are one of the most heaviest and perhaps the purest of all medieval Indian gold coinage. Kadambas issued 2 types of gold coins, namely punchmark gold coins and die-struck gold coins. In 1065 AD, Kadambas Toim Deva issued first die-struck gold coin. In many parts of India, the main reason for depicting the deities on the coin was to show faith and devotion towards the religion. and the coins have been a great help to in understanding of the contemporary social as well as the religious condition. I hope you liked it, and it is actually very vast subject, but I have tried to cover it in very small time. Uh, After all, I would like to thank Anita Bose ma'am for giving me an opportunity to present my views here. Thanks a lot.